What's up, guys? UFC 325 just went down last night. I want to give you the details of what I saw and go over the card. So I'm just going over the main card. The first fight was this guy, I don't know how to say his last name, Quillen. He's a 155 pounder. Really good. 4-0 now in the UFC, and he won by rear naked choke. Looks super strong. Looks like his grip strength is really good. Didn't even have the choke under the chin, just basically jaw clamped him. And that squeeze he had looked really strong. And 4-0 now in the UFC, very impressive for sure. So props to him. Next up was Tai Tuivasa versus Towson Teixeira. Sloppy fight, heavyweights. Not to be funny or anything, but the grappling level of the heavyweights in the UFC compared to the grappling level of the rest of the division is honestly mind-blowing, the difference. Just goes to tell you or show you that things are just different when you're a heavyweight. They're just different. Some of the rules don't apply. Look at Derek Lewis getting his back taken. People, he just stands up out of the mount, out of people taking his back. Same thing with Tai Tuivasa. Come in swinging a little while, got taken down and was able to land some big shots. Got up multiple times, was able to land big shots throughout the fight, but top position won. He was mounted for a good half the fight almost, it seemed like. At least basically a full 5 minutes of the fight, he was mounted. Heavyweights are just what's different. Everything is so dependent on power and everything. But it was a good fight. It was a good competitive fight for sure, back and forth. Props to Sheriff for getting the win. Next up was Rafael Fazeev versus Ruffy. And Ruffy looked good, guys. Ruffy looked ridiculously good. Really good jab. Throwing it from different angles, throwing it from his hip, snapping it up, almost like a Tommy Hearn style jab. Just like put a lot of pop on it. Was finding his range. Was just really good at using his attributes. His reach had a longer reach. Was a few 3 or 4 inches taller, and really used it perfect the way he should, and just looked phenomenal. Landed the right hand and was able to get the win. So props to him. Very impressive. His range, using his weapons that he's good at, using strong points and making them work for him. So props to him. Very impressive win. Next up was Benoit St Denis versus Dan Hooker. This was a really good fight as well. Dan Hooker was landing a lot of good front kicks, a lot of body shots, a lot of round kicks to the body even as well, and some hands. And St. Denis was pressuring a lot and kept going for multiple takedowns. And you can also tell that St. Denis is very good grappler, very physically strong as well. You can tell the way he controlled Dan Hooker when he got him down. Dan Hooker's no joke. Dan Hooker beat me when we fought for sure. Phenomenal fighter, well-rounded as well. Did a good job stopping the takedowns. But St. Denis's ground game was on point. He was very strong, transitioned to dominant positions very easily once they hit the ground. Hooker did a good job of getting up multiple times, defending the takedown multiple times, but the consistency of him shooting and a lot of pressure and pretty much in him transitioning to mount and advancing his positions on the ground really gassed Dan Hooker out. So congrats to St. Denis. Main event was a really good fight. Man, Volkanovski is something else. Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Volkanovski is freaking so good. He is an expert at reading range. He is an expert. What the most impressive thing that I've noticed about Volkanovski that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about is how good he is fighting backwards for being so short. In the history of the UFC, we've seen people like Anderson Silva, who was a counter striker, was a mover, moved a lot, but he was also 6'2". He was taller than, or at least as tall as the majority of people he fought. He was a counter puncher and a mover, and he was long and really good footwork. Volkanovski fights off the back foot, was never really coming forward in the fight, was a counter puncher the whole time, outstriking Lopez, and he's 5'8". He was a good 3 inches shorter. Reach was way shorter. And he's did this to multiple people where he was a counter guy that fought backwards. And you just don't see that very often. You don't see, most shorter people are pressure fighters for a reason. And Volkanovski is so athletic and so skilled and so good at reading range that he's able to be the shorter guy and to fight backwards and make this work. And it was very impressive. Landed some big shots, got a couple takedowns, was able to defend Lopez's submission attempt, and he looked dominant. And it was one, I would say, at least 4 out of the 5 rounds, and phenomenal. For a short guy style like that to fight off the back foot, the whole fight is just really impressive. So props to him. And what happens with him next, we don't know. I would like to see him try to move up and fight Topuria again just because, but I understand why would. He's the champion at 145 and the paydays are good and he's still the best in the world at that weight class since Topuria moved up. So we'll see who's next for him for sure. If there's any other subjects you'd like me to go over, just leave a comment below. And if you're new to martial arts, looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choose Your Martial Arts School and Instructor. Link is in the description. Thank you guys.